Hey, Bold Thinkers, it's Kanisha from boldlivingtoday.com, and I'm here again for our sixth interview in our series for National Women's Health Week, and I'm super excited for our guest speaker tonight. But a couple of things, I just hope you've been able to check out the live interviews. We have one that's pre-recorded, and then we had some lives, and then we have one that we have to redo because it didn't save, but that's okay. You won't miss anything. This is not one of these series where you have to just be here and be present. You can check it out when we post everything on YouTube, on my YouTube channel next week. So if you're not able to join live and ask your questions now, we will have an opportunity for you to check that information out later. So I'm super excited for this next speaker tonight, this next guest expert, and she'll tell you about herself when she comes on. But in my work as a productivity strategist and a creativity coach, I really focus on people doing things that are bigger and bolder within their own dream space. Whether it's my teens looking for, better relationships amongst peers, with their family members, what they want to do in college and post-secondary. I want to support that. And I'm always super excited to support other bold women, specifically women who are going into some type of business for themselves, no matter what that is and no matter what that looks like. So I'm super excited to hear from our next guest speaker about their new business and also our connection to each other. So I'm going to bring her on right now. I'm so excited to see her. Okay, it's connecting. Oh my gosh! So I want to welcome to our online stage Mrs. Cherice Raymond. And before we get started, I have to have full disclosure. Cherice is my little cousin, and I'm so very proud of her. So if I'm extra gushy, this interview, this is why, because I'm just so proud of her and all these different things. And, I love to see, women doing the damn thing. So I'm super excited. So welcome, Cherice, tonight.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Kanisha. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. And the other disclaimers, I'm so proud of you, Asma, because she's my role model, you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't pay her to say any of these things. I also want to say thank you because you're on the East Coast and, it's later there. And, I'm on the West Coast. So, yeah, thank you for being on. I know, cousins. I know. Thank you for being on and coming to join us and all that. I'm super excited for our talk. First things first, I want to say, ooh, you're looking so cute over there, especially at 9 o'clock. I don't look that cute at 9 p.m.
I try. No, I just had a million things to go to, and I had this conference I came from. You guys, I'm playing.
I was like,
it's the conference of quarantine.
Oh,
but
well.
I find we have to still get dressed and feel pretty because if not, we're going to go crazy. It's self-care.
It is. And we had Leslie Ortiz on earlier at 4 o'clock today, 4 o'clock Pacific. And if you missed that, we didn't save the video, but she and I are going to get together and record it again. So don't you worry. But she was talking specifically around that, transitioning into how you want to look and feel about yourself. And it doesn't have to be like to the nines every day, but it might be like, I think she said, a face mask one day, mani and pedi another day, stuff like that. So I love that you said that.
Definitely.
So tonight we're going to get into it and talking about Serenity by Bella. Yay. So I want you to just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, and tell us what Serenity by Bella is. And then I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of things.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you. My name is Cherice Raymond, and I am the creative and owner of Serenity by Bella. We are a CBD and hemp-infused product company. We offer an array of items that have both CBD and hemp infused inside of them. And our motto is to enhance your mind, your body, and your spirit, and specifically beginning with the mind. So I'm excited to share with you all just this wonderful mission, but Serenity by Bella is based totally for your wellness of whole body.
So I just love, first of all, the name. I mean, we're talking about it's National Women's Health Week. We're talking about our overall wellness, inside
Mhm.
out, top to bottom. Like, tell us
Mhm.
about how you selected that name, or you and your team selected that name.
Yes.
And I don't know the answer to this.
And, oh, no, no, no. This is all new to Kanisha, you guys. So Serenity by Bella, the name Serenity. So I will start with the depiction of water. If you stop and you think of water, that is my happy place and my peace. So what is it about your life that you find makes it serene? Whenever you pick up any of our products, we want for you to look at them and say, what in my life will bring me to that place of calm, to that central balance? And so that's where serenity comes in. And then how I discovered that CBD is part of my holistic regimen was when I had my daughter, Bella. So, who is modeled after her big cousin.
Let's pause. My baby is Bella. Her baby is Bella. I mean, I love it.
Told
I
you I
love
look up to her, you guys.
and we refer to the girls as Big Bella, Little Bella because
Yes. Oh my gosh. And
yeah,
adore. I love them so much.
me
Um,
too.
that when I think of my daughter, it would sound like an oxymoron because I'd say I think of serenity. Obviously, she gives me the times of not being serene, but for the most part, that is my happy place is when I think of Bella, but then serenity as a whole. I strive in everything I do, you guys, and it is possible, everything that you do, to have a balance within it.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I hope that if you were to have the opportunity to experience the products, that you have that balance. I think it's so important, and it could be a different mechanism, but for tonight's purposes, it's CBD and hemp infused
Mm-hmm.
products. Hmm.
So I'm gonna pause that for a second because I want to touch on something you just said, and just reminds me of interview we had earlier this week with Breezy Charles
Hmm.
at Breeze Through, and she was our fitness, yoga, plant-based diet person who totally educated us and just really helped us understand how at this time not to have unrealistic expectations of ourselves. So you didn't say this about yourself, but I want to bring this out there because I know people who are in the Bold Living Today community who follow you also are really high achieving, high performing, driven, ambitious women. Like we
Yes,
want to get some major stuff done.
yes,
And so in Breezy's case, she had her corporate job, her
yes,
corporate position, and her yoga practice, as a teacher instructor. So you also have a big
hmm,
leadership job, and you've launched Serenity by Bella.
yes.
So yeah, so when you're talking about the balance, you're talking about the name and the product and the balance. Can you just tell us a little bit
Mhm.
by why this was a time for you to start this this second arm or third arm actually of your empire?
Yes. So thank you so much. So Kanisha, you hit it on the nail. I worked in real estate, and I'm also a director at a large company as well. So now it was more important than me forever to share my journey with others around the holistic findings that I've experienced in my life. Briefly, I'll share I got very sick when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I only understood the medicinal route, which is perfect for acute happenings. But I learned over time that there were things that I could do for my wellness that could be preventative and help me um, enhance my overall wellness and my being over time to prevent any type of metrics from happening. And what I had was called pseudotumor cerebri, which there was no cause or nothing that could cure that. But further, as I researched later on after taking steroids, I discovered that there were an array of things that I could do, but I just didn't know about them.
Mm-hmm.
So along that journey, I discovered CBD, which is short for cannabidiol. That is the medical and scientific term. And I really want to educate those out there to understand what it is, because there are so many different herbs and plants of the earth that can help us enhance our overall well-being. And with me essentially having three hats and four, if you add in family, life is always chaotic, and you cannot do everything at 100% all the time, and that's okay. But you can be forgiving of yourself. You can be organized. You can be unstructured other days. But out of all of that, you can be at peace at the end of every day. And that is what CBD does for me and what it does for our clients.
So we can't do it all 100% every day. And at the end of the day, we really need to be at peace.
Yes.
I don't think you could have made a more important statement during the theme of this, interview series, Women's Health Week, National Women's Health Week, but in a pandemic.
Yes.
We are managing and dealing, and some of us, we're well into it, but I know the transition into it for somebody like me, you and I talked about this, and, I had all these amazing plans going into March and stuff like that. And when everything was getting shut down, I had to literally spend the weekend in bed. Like when I was like, oh, honey, I just took to my bed. I was like, you're like, you okay? I'm like, I'm in bed. I just had to shut it down to regroup. And, I am self-actualized in some areas and others I am not. And I know for a lot of us, and we talked about this, we are learning a lot about ourselves and how we're dealing with this. And so, right now, I imagine clients or newer clients are coming to you when they initially are interested in Serenity by Bella. Like, what are they coming to you and saying? Because I know some of us have had to discover new coping strategies through this, but we don't want them to be, self-medicating, self-soothing. We want it to be healthy and when I say productive, not producing, but productive to our overall well-being. So, what are the clients saying when they come to you or when they find you?
Yes. So when someone asks me, normally my top client is, I suffer from anxiety, or I have too much going on and I cannot decompress. How do I just calm down? Because I can't figure out, or I can't pivot in what I'm normally doing because I've been doing the same thing for 10 years. And so when I explain to them, oh, you should try CBD, they say, oh, does that have a negative effect? I work corporately. I can't use that. Does it have an effect where it quote unquote gets you high? And the answer is no to all of those things. So CBD, I'll start with just that brief educational segment. CBD is short for cannabidiol. And cannabidiol is a compound inside of the cannabis plant, which is known for a drug that gets you high. But CBD is an extract of that plant. So there are over, I believe, 250 compounds inside of the cannabis plant. And CBD, which is cannabidiol, cannabinoid, is one extract out of those compounds. And so taking this extract out, you still get the same health benefits that's known for the whole cannabis plant, but you do not have the terpenes or THC that is inside of the traditional full cannabis plant. So you get the benefits of being able to be calm, to relieve stress, to relieve anxiety, to do so many things, to suppress your appetite, which is why CBD is used for weight loss. There are so many health benefits, some proven, some not yet, or some not FDA approved, shall I say, but some that have, but many of these all have studies that back it. And that is your central way of how can if I don't want something that's habit forming, because it's not. There's no type of addiction associated with it. If I choose to alternate between my glass of red wine in the evening and my CBD, can I take that and I still be a vice president of the company? You sure can, and you're not jeopardizing anything. So it's important to understand the scientific metrics behind it, and to know that this in 2018 was FDA approved to be able to treat epilepsy in children. So if you search CBD, that's when the first happenings of the FDA, the first round of approval. And then from there, now we're up to 38 states that it is fully legal in. And then you have the remaining conservative ones that it's not.
Yes. I don't live in the conservative states, not for
No.
a long time. So, okay. All right. I am always talking to clients about creating rituals
Yes.
that are going to serve them, a productivity ritual, a motivation ritual, relaxation. So right now I've been talking a lot about, if you
Mhm.
are just feeling like I'm over it ritual because, a lot of us we don't have a control over a lot right now. We might be having control over the walls of our homes and maybe a little bit how work from home goes or remote learning if you have kids or stuff like that, or how you wear your mask to the store. But a lot of us are feeling like, a loss of control. So I've really been focusing on different relaxation rituals. And so one that's been really popular that I had in a newsletter that people have written to me about, it's about, using aromatherapy
Yes.
in your diffuser or using on a roll-on, using some type of tea for relaxation, setting an environment like, comfy pillows or
Mhm.
soft textures and things like that. And then another one is, listening to meditations and all of that. So if we're thinking about a relaxation ritual,
Mhm.
what product or products would you put in the mix of like aromatherapy and, cozy space and dim lighting? Like what could we use from
Yes.
Serenity by Bella?
Yes. So I would first recommend our massage oil that we have. We have it in both a masculine and a feminine scent. And that would be perfect to use on your body once you've gotten out of the bathtub, or
Mm.
if you decide to sit down and you turn your diffuser on and you rub a little bit under your neck right here so that you get the scent, but you also rub it on wherever you might have pain. Because CBD has pain relieving properties, you would want to rub it wherever you have pain as well. But the scent helps along with the ultimate relaxation and the stress. But when used, as we refer to, topical way, you would use it on anywhere that you have stress, if it's on your pressure points, anywhere that you have stress, because it will relieve that stress externally once it sinks into your pores.
Mm-hmm. So when you're talking to your clients and they're coming to you initially for the anxiety or whatever, and you're explaining the whole process,
Yes.
is there like a protocol you give them, or a certain set or gift
Mhm.
set of products? Like what would that look like?
Mm-hmm. So I would recommend starting with depending on the level. So if we're
Mm-hmm.
coming to, if we take a mom in this time right now, I'm going to say you need the full robust package.
Let's
I'm
get
just going to
bold with it.
empathize.
Let's go.
I'm just going to empathize. So I would recommend first you start with our oral spray, and that
Okay.
is similar. It's in this shape size right here. This
Mm-hmm.
can be kept in your purse or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
That can be taken directly. There's an unflavored or a peppermint flavor, but it can be taken directly, and you just spray 3 squirts under your tongue. You let
Mm-hmm.
it sit for about 60 seconds, and then within about 15 or 20 minutes, you will feel an uncontrollable calm. No other brain or mind altering effects, just an uncontrollable calm. So this can be added in anything of
So
your. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got
Oh,
excited about it just
no.
because I was talking to my girlfriend. Like our kids are older. We don't have like infants where you have to take a baby bag. But I feel like now when you go out of your house for like quarantine shopping, you got to take a baby bag because you need, your mask, your gloves, and whatever else. So I'm figuring like, oh my gosh, I would put that in my new quarantine baby bag
Yes,
to give myself a little spritz before I go out,
yes,
to a store and stuff like that. Because a lot of people have a little stress about being out, and I get it.
yes. That is totally right. And use the peppermint one so that way
Mm.
our I would say our labeling, everything's very subtle, so it's no different than it being a mouth spray or something that you're drinking. But it becomes a way of lifestyle. There's a bath bomb. So when you go to take that soaking bath, go ahead and put that in there. And once your body sits in there after about 20, 30 minutes, then you'll feel that automatic extraction of this calm, and those things are coming out of your pores, same as if you soak in salts. And then we also have a line for our pets. So we have our
Hmm.
Invigorate, which is for your topical. We have Indulge, which is for edible, which protein powders, however it is that you need to infuse it in your day. And then we have
Hmm.
Relax, which is for your furry friend because they may experience anxiety with you messing up their routine of being there all day.
I know. Why are you still here, human?
Yes.
What's your favorite smoothie recipe with you using the protein powder?
Yes. Okay, so I'll share. You will take about a cup of frozen strawberries,
Hmm.
and then you would take 1 scoop of Serenity by Bella's protein, and then you add, actually, oh no, I don't have it here, but add carbonated water. I've already poured it out, but add carbonated water inside of it, and then a few fresh blueberries and some spinach.
And some
And if you,
spinach.
yes, yes, you won't taste the spinach, but you'll still have those great healthy effects from it. But with the blueberries and with the strawberries and the carbonated water, so a flavored one like you like Waterloo, the flavored one, it takes the full taste away of
Mm.
the spinach, but you get this full fruit smoothie, and then you still have the added health benefits of a suppressed appetite and of being relaxed as you take it.
Hmm. I love that. I love smoothies. My mom bought me an amazing Vitamix. She's on here. So, mom, I've been using it. So, you know, you know how she's checking up on us all the time. I'm looking at my notes here. So, okay, let's say that you're in a family situation. Yes, mom. Hi. You're in a family situation and you have to tell your spouse, your partner, or whatever that you want to try this product, and they're just like, they're not on board for whatever reason. Like, what's the conversation? People right now, the way you communicate with your partner or whatever, some days are really great and other days, it's a little bumpy.
Yes.
So, and some people are not wanting new information right now because the quarantine has gotten old.
Uh-huh.
And so they're just like, I don't want to hear, I can't take it anymore. So, here I come all happy and bubbly, like, ooh, 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 and they're like, no.
I have the perfect scenario to share with you that is
Okay.
so funny. It happened just 2 days ago. So I had a girlfriend and we still social distance. When she stops by, she has full mask. But she said, "Oh, our favorite restaurant, our favorite sushi restaurant opened up. I'm going to grab some. Let me bring it to you." And then so she came, she dropped it off, opened the door, she came and set it on the counter and left. But then called me right back and said, "Hey, can I get about 4 spritzes of SBB?" Talking in code because her husband's in the car. And I said, "Of course, come back." And she's like, "I just need to relax and go home and relax." I said, "Come on back. You can get some." And so it was so funny because she did that. And then he's like, "I thought you're talking in code. What did you say?" What's the SBB? And she's like, "Oh, nothing, nothing." Meanwhile, her package gets there yesterday. And so he has no idea what it is because it looks like something, because of our colors being pink and just very soft and feminine. He thinks it's something that she ordered from Bath and Body Works. And so, how she had that conversation, I don't know that she had it, but she asked me, "So, how do I tell my husband that I'm using CBD?" And I told
Mm-hmm.
her, simply say, "You picked up another herbal remedy, just as you did from Sprouts, from all the other ones that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
But you picked up another herbal remedy, and this helps with calming, relaxation, and all of that and above." And let them try it. And then they say, "Oh, let me see the package. What's in this?" And then that's how you have the conversation.
It's kind of like show and tell in a mini like Costco demo, but at home.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's the perfect. That's the perfect. All I need is a blue uniform and I'm good to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is like related, but not necessarily to the product. So a lot of people have had to do some sort of employment job pivot in all of this. And, you and I talked, and I said I was a lot more busy with clients than I had anticipated because all my face to face, excuse me, workshops, presentations, all that stuff was just like, nope, not happening. COVID-19.
Yes.
And so I've had more clients, one-on-one clients, because people are coming up with new projects, new strategies. So if somebody, had a leadership job like you, or, just whatever your job was, and they wanted to start some kind of business, a little bit part-time or whatever, like, what are some things you would say that you learned for yourself, or what kind of advice, or just, pep talk support could you give them?
Go for it. Go
Ooh.
for it. Don't hold back. If you are where you are now, you are already amazing. So go for it. All of that inhibition, all of that anxiety that you build up because you keep thinking about it, if you're blessed with that vision, you have to execute on it, or else someone else will get that vision and execute, and it'll pass you by. Go for it. Make a plan. It doesn't have to be perfect. By all means, it does not have to be perfect. But if every day you take one step towards your dream, you are one step closer than not doing anything.
I love that. Of course I love it, but I think a lot of times when I'm working with people, and I use myself for an example, like there are a bazillion life coaches, consultants, like whatever you want to call it. And that's fine. I'm not knocking that. And then some people are like, I want to get into a life coach. I want to get into, some kind of other business, but there's already a gazillion people. And I go, but there's no you.
Yes.
Just because other people are doing it, they're doing it their way. There is an audience for you. You just have to figure out who your audience is and then go find them.
Yes, you have to figure out who your audience is. That is so perfectly said. You also want to remember that what is your unique value factor? What do you bring to people? Because if there is more than a handful of people that say, oh, Cherice, can you tell me what it is that you bought? How did you remedy this? How did you do that? What is that you gave me? Or tell me about, is the market about to crash? Or how did you find, that great deal on a house? Or how did you do these great things at work? Whatever it be the case, if you have more than 5 people asking you for your expertise and advice, chances are you're blessed with a gift and you need to execute on that gift. Don't worry about it.
You guys hear that? If you got at least 5 people asking you for something, you have a unique gift. Everybody write that down.
Oh my gosh. You guys,
my cousin said it. Write it down.
It's a humbling moment to share with you. When I tell you, self-doubt is real. Yeah. But you have to be forgiving of yourself, and you have to trust yourself. And I figured out after so long, I have so many people that ask me about just wellness health tips. And I'm like, okay, so how do I incorporate that all in one? I publish newsletters about CBD, but also about other health things that I found. There are so many health tips I found about COVID in general, and about building your immune system up and keeping mucus out of your body. And you should be just fine. Even if you happen to contract COVID, you'll be just fine as long as you built your immune system up and you minimize mucus in your body. So you know what that gift is, but you have to dig in. And if you have that list, Kanisha has a million different workbooks and tips. I'm telling you, every time I go through her stories, I'm grabbing a pen and a notebook. Because if it's that little tidbit that can help you succeed, you have to go for it and you have to do it. You have to. You owe that to yourself. Your job's not going anywhere.
I know. I was listening to a live interview today with Natasha Rothwell from Insecure, who's a writer and actress on there, and then with journalist Gia Peppers.
Yes.
It's like, I just feel like I'm having all this really good black girl magic elixir after hearing Angela Davis, Nikki Giovanni on Friday, and Erykah Badu and Jill Scott on Saturday, and then these 2 ladies today. And one of the things I thought was interesting, because you mentioned self-doubt, and that came up. These are super successful people. You're successful. I'm successful. But this still happens.
Yes.
And one of the things that I love that you said is just like, you have to go for it anyway. And I always tell people, when self-doubt comes, you need to just talk about it. Yeah. Don't deny that it's happening. Talk about the self-doubt, because even part of the whole wellness thing, we have to have our good wellness of mind. And if self-doubt is always nagging you, holding you down, making you think small, making you think less of yourself, you need to tell somebody about that. And if you don't feel like you can tell somebody about that, you need to write it in your
Write it
journal
down.
so it gets
Yep.
out of here.
Yep.
It can't stay in your brain. It can't stay in here. It has to
It
go.
can't. It can't. At
It
the end
can't.
of the day, you must write down whatever it is that you're feeling. That anxiety, the number one way, or I would say the number two, because it's a ritual,
Yeah.
is at the end of the day, if you are overwhelmed, you might have lost your job. You might have, had lost a family member. Whatever that is, get it down on paper so it doesn't manifest appear. Take a squirt of CBD and go to bed because you're going to go to bed. It's going to knock you
Yeah.
out.
So get the worries
Go to
out.
bed.
Get the worries out.
That's it.
CBD
Like
in
literally,
and go to bed.
seriously, because
Yeah.
that is how I end my day. I have days of high pressure where all three businesses are boom. And it's like, but I am what there are profiles of people. I am what you call a thinker brain. I will not turn my brain off. So I do. I have a notebook at the side of my bed. I will write down everything I'm thinking about, what I know that I have to do, that list that doesn't want to go anywhere, because it will subside in me if I know that it's somewhere that I can reference back later. I'll write that out. I'm going to squirt it up and I'm going to go to bed and sleep peacefully and set my alarm.
I love it. So, you mentioned that you have, your three businesses, which I'm so proud about. If if it's possible, you should have multiple streams of income. But, you are a super mom, and a wife. So, I mean, you are. I mean, you are doing it and managing, and everybody's happy, healthy, and whole. You are the conduit of that flow.
Thank you.
So, how, especially now when we're all intentionally and unintentionally spending so much time together, how do you get your me time and how do you carve that out?
You carve out everyone else's time first. And then you say, okay, this is your time. This is homeschooling time. This is bae time. So if you have it, but your husband time. And then once you've delineated that for the week, because I really try to do that for the week.
Yeah.
So bedtime, we still keep. So Bella still is in the bed at a certain time. We have 2 to 3 nights where it's our time during the work week. And then I have 2 nights that is just me, so I can decompress. And then on the weekend, no limits. So everybody can do whatever they want, but we will have, it's a 2-hour maximum, but if we have a me time where everybody can go off and have their me time, we do it. So on the weekend, no limits off. And I feel like this is something new that we created during the quarantine, but I feel like I have to replicate this as we slowly start to come out. I don't want to go back into our normalities with the same habits I had. That busy syndrome, I don't want it.
Yeah.
So now seeing how I'm actually being intentional about those 2 hours on the weekend, whereas I used to jam pack my weekends back to back to back, taxi driver mom, and then I'm working while I'm taxi, once I drop her off or once I'm sitting at the game, that no more. Like I need to still maintain and do the activities, but I've already made a disclaimer. There's going to be 2 activities. So we're going to hone in on your favorite 2. I made the disclaimer, I will support you, husband, in this and that, at this and that time. But we will have the weekends where I have 2 hours where I can do nothing and I will not hear mommy or baby or anything. I just want I want to watch a DVR show and not have to hit rewind, guys.
I know. No, stop talking, everybody.
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite one pot meal you've been making during quarantine?
Oh,
Or it doesn't have to be a favorite, but what is the one pot meal that you're like is your go-to right now?
Gosh, I have to cook so much. I already said I want to go on a strike.
I know. If I could get a private chef up in here that was coronavirus free, it's like you can sleep in the closet. I don't care.
Okay. So instead of saying one pot, I have to share that I got a new appliance halfway through. I actually
Okay.
had this appliance before when it was bought for me for a Mother's Day gift, but they bought a single serve and I have a family. And so
Yeah.
I just crunked down and bought my own family size version. So my air fryer,
Oh yeah.
yes, I live by my XL air fryer, and I can make so many things in the one pot. I can make a whole Costco slab of salmon
Mm.
inside of my XL air fryer, and literally it's seasoned, a little bit of butter, close it, it's done, voila, then it's served. I can make chicken, I can make chicken sausage, I can make almost everything that you would normally put in the oven or the microwave inside of my air fryer, and I love it. And I've
That's
taught the children
awesome.
how to use it too.
That's important. Good,
Mm-hmm.
good time for skill development right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So we're coming to the close of our
Already?
conversation. I know. And if you have questions, definitely put those in.
Sorry.
What are like 3 fun things that people would be surprised to know about you?
Okay. I'm a water fanatic. I'm a water
Mm-hmm.
junkie. I will do every water sport there is. Jet ski. I think it's called hydro, where you fly on water. Essentially, I'll do it all.
Like when you're standing on those things and you fly up in the air.
Jetpack.
I thought that was just on TV.
No, I can send you the video of me doing it.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be one. And I love softball. My daughter plays, but I also played in both high school and college. And the last one would be I am still writing this notorious long, lifelong book that Kanisha is holding me accountable for as we go. But that is to be.
Yeah, I told her she didn't have to go fast. She had to just keep going.
But I'm going. I am going, and I have a significant amount written, so that I'm an author too.
That's right. And I'll be there for that book signing, even if you have to prop up a little computer for Zoom, whatever we're doing, I'm there. So tell us, how we can get in contact with you, learn more about Serenity by Bella, and
Yes.
any promos. Tell us all of that information.
Yes. So if you could follow us at Serenity by Bella here on Instagram, and it's the same handle on Facebook, or you can visit us at www.serenitybybella.com. Please check us out. We do have a promotion going for the next 24 hours. If you enter Kanisha20, then you will receive 20% off your first purchase, you guys. And that's the total purchase, not just one item. So please,
Cherice,
please
there's
check
one
it out.
question there. I don't know if you can see it. What medication is not safe with CBD?
None. None. All medications are deemed just fine with CBD because it is a herbal remedy. It is not counteractive or counterproductive to any medication that you take.
Okay. And then go back to the promo. I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to lose the question.
Oh, no, Kanisha20 would be your discount code. And so, yes, definitely check us out. We are always posting new things on our page, and we send out newsletters. So subscribe to us, and we're happy to just educate you more. And I really hope, whether it's Serenity by Bella or anyone else, I want you to try CBD to see if it becomes part of your lifestyle, because it can really help you guys in so many ways.
I should ask, is there any other certification people should look for on like a product?
Yes. So you need to make sure that all CBD products that you use, unless you're in Colorado or California or Massachusetts, that it is under 0.03 THC levels. So 0.03 and under THC levels. THC is the compound found in marijuana. So if you don't want to have any issues at work, you would want to make sure that it's 0.03 and below, which is the FDA mandatory minimum.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but all of a sudden, the wheels start turning.
Mm-hmm. Now, our products are organic and all natural because of my firm beliefs of organic and non-GMO. But yes, if you can find the purest form, that's the best. And
That's
yeah, we are.
That's awesome. I love you,
I
as you
love
already know. I
you.
love this interview. This is the first time we've ever done like a businessy type thing
Yes.
together, which has been really fun. And I'm just so proud of, your flow of your hustle. You know what I mean? You're doing it on your own terms, you're doing it at your own pace.
Thank
And I think a lot of people need to hear more about that. They see other people doing all these things, but they think
you.
that people are just doing them flawlessly and easily. I have an assistant. I don't do everything by myself. I ask for help. I know you ask for help. And
Oh, I would
so,
love to talk about that in another segment. So if you help and if you can pay for it, get it. Okay, so
yeah,
that you can.
contract for the help. I mean, seriously, we are not machines.
Nope.
And that
Nope.
doesn't help our wellness. It doesn't help our health to try to do it all. And I know some people sometimes like, well, I'm not in the position or the space to get the help.
Yeah.
There is, you can get an intern.
Mm-hmm.
People sometimes need support that way. You can barter the help,
Mm-hmm.
or
Or
you can
contract.
contract, or you can scale back until you can get the help. Like
Yes.
instead of running yourself crazy and you have to produce at some level, just wait till you can get to the level where if you wanted help, you can afford it or have the space and wherewithal. But
Yes.
don't go crazy.
Nope. 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 Nope.
No,
I
that's not healthy. That's not bold.
No, no. And I want to live bold, continue to live bold, and I am a bold woman. I make that proclamation.
You are a bold woman. You are. So everybody check out Serenity by Bella. I'm so excited for this interview. And, some of you popped on, you couldn't hear the whole thing or whatnot. We're going to have it posted on my YouTube channel next week. And then coming up, yay! And then coming up tomorrow on Thursday, we have Tiffany Lehman, who is the director of Bliss Beauty Center. She's amazing. And if you've been following me, you probably have seen Tiffany and I have partnered before and had events in the physical space, but now we are doing other ways because we're pivoting. And so she'll be on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time here on Instagram Live.
Awesome.
All right. Big hug, sweetie. Go put your feet up and tell everybody I said hello.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and blessed night, everyone. And bye, Kanisha.
Bye,
Thank you
sweetie.
so much.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.